Right, so we'll have a very small and brief look at what the kanji is. What is it? How many are there? Like, how do you learn actually? I mean, how do you, as in Japanese, and my Japanese learners as well, but just have a little look, brief look overview. I'm not going to talk about like radicals and how they have been created or whatever, just brief ideas, what they are. So kanji, can I zoom this? No, I can't. Well, kanji, if you have a look at this, these two letters, they are consisted of, the first one means China in a very old Japanese. This doesn't mean China, present China, but there used to be a time where the China was called or was named like this, at least for Japanese, so many years ago. I mean, many hundreds or thousands years ago, right? So China in old expression. Plus the second letter means signs or letters. So literally, kanji means Chinese characters, Chinese letters. We have now our original hiragana, katakana, right? Plus we still use kanji. Our culture, our writing and reading culture started totally from the Chinese characters. And then later we have invented the easier ones, simplified ones called hiragana and katakana, just like alphabets, right? They are all phonetical. Each letter has each sound, and that's it. They don't have meaning, just like Roman alphabets as you use in English or like in German, in Danish and stuff. And then kanji's kan in Chinese looks actually way simpler. This is funny though. So in China, I believe that they use all the Chinese letters, as we call Chinese letters. They don't have hiragana or katakana, right? So basically many or a lot to write each time. So many of them have been simplified, and especially when they had some troubles or problems that they were not enough children who can read or write and stuff, they decided to make them more like way simpler. That's what I've heard. But they're not specific rules or like how to specify these kanjis. These characters are always simplified than Japanese. So sometimes it's opposite. Sometimes we have our kanji looks simpler than Chinese characters. So there is no certain connections and rules. But we do also get asked like, so you have introduced Chinese characters. Can Japanese speak or read Chinese easily? And the answer is actually no. It's almost impossible, especially the pronunciation. So you can't really understand. The pronunciation is totally different. And you can actually guess some kanji, some Chinese characters when you know Japanese, when you're Japanese. And the other way around as well, but not enough to communicate correctly or to understand each other enough. So we do know the basic ideas, but sometimes it's really different. Sometimes it's amazingly different. So the answer is no, actually. So if you know some Chinese, sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it makes it more confusing. Anyway, so you have learned hiragana 46 characters and katakana hopefully 46 characters. I hope you have already mastered these 92 letters. Well, now we have also kanji, right? We all use them all mixed. And some say 50,000 kanji exist. But 50,000 kanji, we don't use them. So as you can see here, 常用漢字 common use kanji. Common use like 常用 so usually used, regularly used kanji. The government has decided they picked 2,136, which we learn when we are aged 6 to 12. The half of them. So we take the whole 6 years to learn 1,026 kanji. And then afterward, 3 years when you're aged 13 to 15 in junior high school, we learn the rest, 1,110 kanjis. So in total, 2,136. They are considered to be good enough to read, for example, magazines, books, newspapers, to understand news and the basic conversations and stuff. Of course, if you are ambitious, you can go any further, always for the academic reasons or for the technical terms or whatever. So basically, the 2,136. But the JLPT way of aspect. So JLPT, as you might know, Japanese language proficiency test. So where you can see how good you are in Japanese, right? So N5 is the level you start with. So there's milestones, right? So it's when you think of 2,000, that's a lot. That's too much. So you can start with 100. That's just one step. And N4, the one level up, that's N5 plus 150. Plus 400, that would be N3. That's always, that's already good though. N2, 1,000, N1. So when you are fluent, pera, and when you can read a lot, when you can write correctly and stuff, I mean, yeah, that's 2,000. So almost. So you'll be as good as the standard Japanese knowledge or educational kanjis. Well, yeah, that's one way to see kanji. So these, I mean, you don't have to struggle this problem when you live in the other countries. But how do we learn kanji actually? I mean, I wrote this effectively, but in Japan, how do we learn this? So basically, reading. So you just read. And handwriting, that's very important. You just use your own hands to write hundreds of thousands of kanji and you remember it. And story creating. So you make your own stories, you make your own sentences, and along with this process, we just, build up our memories and skills to use kanji and stuff, because kanji is not just sound, right? So kanji has meaning, kanji has like depth. So the usage they learn along with the reading, like how the kanji is used in what kind of situation, and then you write on your own hand with your own hand. That helps like 20% of memory. And story telling, story creating, making up sentences and writing letters and stuff. So that's how we do. So as in picture, Japanese kids have a very colorful visuals as well to connect the visual ideas, what the kanji represents, or like what kanji, like how a quick way to learn it, right? There are some apps and books and what is called the sources and stuff, also in Japan as well for Japanese. And then as in the second picture to the right, that's my actually daughter writing to practice and learn the kanji. So practice makes master. So that's what you do usually. But I've heard as a high-tech method, I would say, online program like wanikanji.com. I hear it's very effective. There's some a well-designed program where you can just visually maybe learn, like repeatedly you learn. So you can just try whatever possible ways of learning. And some will find it very easy when you learn all the logical background and stuff, like how the radicals and how they are structured and stuff. And some want to learn by visual, some want to learn by hearing and like sound. So I'm not here like to talk about all the basics of the kanji, but hopefully you will find the best way to learn kanji if you wish to. That's it. Thank you for watching. お疲れ様でした。If you want to practice Japanese with us and meet your new classmates, you're more than welcome to join us. おかえりスクール